Welcome to GBC Updates for Friday, the 29th of May. There are two things I just want to bring you up to date on really quickly. The first of them, of course, is May Mission Month. We've finished the various projects. If you haven't heard them, of course, you can go back and check them out on YouTube. And also, you can listen to an extended interview with several of the projects on our Mission podcast as well. At the end of the day, though, this is the time to begin to give. As we normally do, we wait until the end of May and the projects are out of the way before we really begin to see those funds come in. But this year, perhaps more than any, it is so critical that we respond positively to this invitation to have faith. We can feel a little bit worried for our own finances. We can wonder about provision. And yet God is inviting us to be others-focused, to think about the needs around the world, and to be big-hearted in our generosity, trusting in His provision for us. So can I really encourage you this week to make sure, this weekend, to make sure that you are contributing to that overall target of $190,000. I think to this point in time, about $27,000 has come in. We're ready for that big spike that we usually get as we head into the end of May and the beginning of June. But can I encourage you, prayerfully consider and then act upon how you feel God is inviting you to join in. The second thing is a little bit more ambiguous in the sense that I don't have any really clear ways forward, but I do want you to know that as a leadership, we're beginning to work through what it means for us as a community of faith to respond to the easing of restrictions that the government are beginning to roll out. You may have been seeing in the news or hearing in various places that there's an increased number of people who in the next stage will be allowed in pubs and clubs. And just the other day, in a conversation that included Steve Bartlett, who's the Director of Ministries for the Baptist Association in New South Wales and ACT, he just let us know as pastors that he and a number of others at the upper level of the Baptist Association are engaged in conversations with the Premier's office about what that then means for churches and their ongoing ability to gather. We're still a long way from being able to gather together. Even if we were allowed 50 people, we would have to have like 8 services on a Sunday, which probably isn't going to happen. So there's still plenty for us to work through. But questions around life groups and around our youth groups, playtime ministries and others, we're still working those things out. So rest assured that when we have some clarity on what the easing of restrictions means and what it means for ministry, we will let you know as soon as we have clarity on that. Would really appreciate your ongoing prayer for ourselves as a leadership, both as staff and the CLT, as we work through what it looks like for us to respond appropriately to what the government is suggesting, but also seek to learn what it means and what God's inviting us into as we figure out what the church looks like in a post-COVID world. So that's all for this week. I hope to see you on Sunday, whether it be in the chat line or just visualizing you in my mind. Again, we'd encourage you to join the chat line at least once and say hello so that we know that you're with us on Sunday. Until then, God bless.